Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the Goldman case directed by Cédric Kahn. So I love a good court drama, and 99% of this film takes place in the courtroom. The trailer looked good, the reviews are good, so I was expecting to enjoy this film. The case involves Pierre Goldman, a revolutionary Polish-French Jew. He's committed many robberies, which he admits to, but claims that he didn't murder two pharmacists whose store was being robbed. The case is real, although it's an inspired by rather than being a true story. I was really disappointed with this film. There was no real drama, there were no twists, no turns, no surprises. The film seemed to be little more than the list of witnesses for the prosecution, one by one being discredited. There was very little dialogue outside of the trial. It was like a transcript of a trial acted out. The narrative offers little beyond a factual recounting. The decision to confine the film almost entirely to the courtroom, with no flashbacks or music, makes it feel a bit like a documentary or even actual footage of a trial. Some of the critics have cited this as making it really authentic. I can see how this could work, but it just didn't work for me in this case. I really felt nothing to draw me into the film. The main character, Goldman, isn't heroic, he isn't likeable. The film feels so emotionally flat. It doesn't feel like there's any dramatic energy in the film. It's a procedural dialogue that slowly unfolds. Frankly, it started to feel monotonous and tedious. Thematically, the Goldman case introduces important issues such as racism and anti-Semitism. These seem to be the only things of any real significance in the narrative. These are the only things that for brief moments puncture the procedural recreation. However, I didn't feel that there was any depth to the themes. They seemed merely touched upon rather than deeply explored. The film seemed content to reference these significant issues without really engaging with them in any meaningful way. Goldman's identification with oppressed minorities and of institutional racism felt more like narrative conveniences than actually having any substance. Of course, these social issues are really timely, but I had the feeling that the issues were included to imply a depth without actually providing it. Now, full disclosure, I did go and see this on the same day as The Substance. I've done a separate review of that, but I think that The Substance is one of those films that requires a one-film day. I often watch two films in a day, and it's fine as long as the first one isn't a film that I love. I thought The Substance was outstanding and a real cinematic experience. Now, I mention this because it probably wasn't the best preparation to see the Goldman case. The minimalist, emotionally flat style perhaps required a fresher palate than I had from the thrilling horror binge of The Substance. All that said, I think I would have felt the same about the Goldman case, even if I'd watched no other films on the same day. Ultimately, the Goldman case suffers from its overly restrained style and lack of emotional engagement. The minimalist approach does give it a kind of authenticity, but makes it feel more like a dry legal report than a compelling drama. I thought that the invocation of important themes such as racism and anti-Semitism, it was all too surface. It left me with a sense that the film was gesturing towards significance without truly earning it. If you're expecting a gripping or insightful examination of these topics, the Goldman case will disappoint. Unfortunately, this film is not getting a recommendation from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.